The topic I chose was time value of money because it's important to understand how to properly make decisions for the benefit of a business and its investors. Since there are no guarantees that a project will be successful, it is crucially important to have sharp decision making practices in place to best give a position of how to use money. So, when analyzing time value of money, we must recognize what tools we can use to depict the cost and benefits of a project. So, these tools are cost benefit analysis, competitive market, valuation principle, and law of one price. With cost benefit analysis, that focuses on decisions that cost less than the benefits increase of the value of a business. So, using that data, one can accurately quantify the decision making process in terms of its benefits involved. With competitive market, that is a place where a good can be bought and sold at the same price. So that allows for an easier decision making process just based on the price of the good itself. That can be used in general market research, for instance, to find out how to accurately and efficiently enter a market. Valuation principle, that uses the average price of a good determined by the market and uses the market prices as a benchmark to evaluate both the benefits and the cost. So whenever the value of the benefits is higher than the value of the costs, then that decision will increase the market value of a business. Last is the law of one price, in which the same good, product, or security in a competitive market, it has the same price. So this can be used to establish a clear entry level, or let's say a tripwire product that a company can use to build a solid customer base. All of these tools can be integrated into the overall time value of money and capital budgets. And it does this by accurately predicting what level of spend is needed for a particular business. It's important to note that not every business will require the use of all of these tools, but usually they will use at least one or at most two of them in their own operations. So if you're an entry-level professional, let's say you're a marketer, you may use the cost benefit analysis so that you can properly understand the amount of media buying needed for a business's marketing campaign and then determining how profitable the cost relative to the benefit would be. A mid-level professional could utilize the competitive market analysis to determine the trends in a particular market as well as the market demand. With that information, a marketing manager or marketing director, for example, can draw from historical data to determine if a product is above the market price and thus unappealing to the customer base, or right in line with the market price to determine a different angle in marketing said product or service. Either way, understanding where a product or good falls in the market would help you as a professional determine what messaging should be relayed about the product and makes the cost benefit process a lot easier. An executive level professional would be responsible for accounting the correct budgets to the business's investors. And that can operate using the valuation principle, which you're projecting trends of a product, good, or service as time increases. And by finding out what the market is projected to advance to, it's easier, much easier for a business to customize products and adapt. And that will show positive initiative to the investors and could open up additional spending to test more media buying and collect more data. But in my opinion, the largest ethical dilemma that can stem from this would be the lack of competency on media buying and evaluating proper decisions. If a company were to focus on solely cost-benefit analysis without doing much market research, a lot of the data collected can be inconclusive to the business's bottom line and long-term could harm a business's goals, even if the short-term appears to be profitable. That's because to fix this, you would need a system and you would need a checklist to ensure that all levels of workers understand the different functions at each level of a business in order to have congruency with a company's goals and equate that to proper decision making from a cost perspective. Now, if you don't do that, and you rely solely just on a cost benefit analysis approach, you can be shorthanding some of the results that are working well for a company while not giving enough time to actually evaluate what may not be working well. And because there isn't enough data to make that conclusion, in the short term, it may appear profitable, but long term, it may not be. So it's important that when you look at any of these tools from a time value of money, that you actually just understand time value of money. Knowing that $10,000 today compared to getting $10,000 a year from now, you would accept the $10,000 today and probably invest it. Average rate of return, if it's somewhere between 6 and 8%, you can get $800 back. That way, you're using what you have, the resources that you have, whether you're a company, an individual, whatever it may be, a consultant, you use the resources that you have and you make the proper, wise decisions to be able to leverage one of these other principles to be able to grow your business or your client's business in a method that is sustainable, efficient, and ran by correct systems and processes.